We had a debate on the population white paper last year. It was vigorous and emotional. But it helped people to better understand the issues and the government to work out our plans. We are significantly reducing the inflow of new arrivals, both immigrants as well as foreign workers, making a clear transition in our economy. And we will review our population planning parameters again in a few years' time, nearer to 2020. One major issue when we work out our population policy is how many foreign workers to allow in. We've slowed the inflow of foreign workers considerably from what it was in 2010, 2011, but we did not freeze the numbers. The numbers are still growing, but they're growing much more slowly. The inflow of foreign workers per year has more than halved since 2011, or almost halved since 2011. And many of these are construction workers because we have the construction jobs. But if you exclude construction workers for services, for manufacturing, the foreign workers are only growing 1/4 as fast as they used to in 2011. So it's a very significant tightening. And it's a tightening which has been very painful for our companies, especially the SMEs. Many SMEs are struggling. MPs have spoken up for them in this House. Mr. Teo Cheong Seng, Mr. Gan Tiam Po, they spoke eloquently. Some of the SMEs have shifted their operations out of Singapore, perhaps to Malaysia. If we squeeze them too hard, they may not survive, and that will mean that many Singapore jobs will be at risk. I attended the SMCCI, the Malay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Malay Muslim Business Conference several weeks ago, and met quite a number of Malay SME operators there, owners there, young people, ambitious people, people venturing into the region, wanting to do business, seeing the opportunities, unable to get the workers. They asked me to help. I said we will help all our companies, especially SMEs, adapt to an environment where there are fewer foreign workers. And we have many schemes to do that. We have the PIC, the PIC Plus, these are productivity grants, and many other schemes which Mr. Teo Solak told you about yesterday. But while we can help you to adapt to this environment, we are not able to ease up on the foreign worker limits, not just because people may or may not be unhappy about the numbers, but because we have to maintain the numbers at a level which is sustainable and which we can physically accommodate in Singapore over the long term. So I hope that they would understand this. But I should say that when we had the debate, the opposition proposed that we go for 0% growth of foreign workers and maintained that this was a good thing and popular. It's a good thing we didn't do that, because if we had done that, many more SMEs would have been hurt and many more Singaporeans would have lost their jobs. One group of foreign workers we are paying close attention to is the foreign PMEs, the professionals, the managers, the executives. The issue here is less about the numbers, because the numbers are not huge, but about the quality of foreign PMEs, and also about fair treatment for Singaporean PMEs. So we've been managing the numbers and the profile and tightening up on the standards expected of employment pass and S-pass holders, the salaries, the qualifications, the experience. We've been developing Singaporean Singaporean PMEs, professionals. We've offered many Singapore industry scholarships so that we can develop them with a view to specific jobs and industries. We are ensuring a level playing field through the Fair Consideration Framework, which Dr. Amy Kaur and Mr. Foo Mee Ha raised, and which Mr. Patrick Tay campaigned for a long time. So we will continue to do more to give Singaporean PMEs every opportunity to succeed. There's another much bigger group of foreign workers which we are managing carefully too, and that's the construction workers. The numbers are much bigger. There are about 300,000 of them. The social impact is much bigger. You have a problem of congestion in Little India on weekends, and you saw that we had one riot in December last year. We've tightened up on construction workers too, raising the levies, reducing the quotas, insisting on higher productivity targets and more productive ways of building and constructing new houses and structures. But that's just managing the numbers of workers needed for doing the jobs. The jobs are there. So we've asked ourselves, should we not go further and ask which are those jobs which need to be built urgently? The private sector, they make their decisions. The government, we are a significant part of the construction business, and we ask ourselves which government projects need to be built, which government projects can be deferred. So when it comes to HDB houses, when it comes to trains, projects which are urgent, we are going full steam ahead. But there are other projects which can wait 1 or 2 years. We can defer them, we can study them a bit more, we can phase them out so that we can spread out the demand for construction workers. And then you will be able to manage the total number of construction workers in Singapore. And no ministry volunteers to put off any of their building projects, but the Ministry of Finance is very persuasive. And so they have had very close discussions with the ministries, with the stat boards, some of which had new offices planned. We were going to build extensions to Gardens by the Bay on the other side, Marina East. We are planning to build a new science center. These are all good projects, but they will all now take a little bit longer to come. And altogether, you're talking about not a small sum, $2 billion worth of projects, and we may save 20, 30,000 foreign workers that way, which I think will be helpful. These are necessary trade-offs, and I hope Singaporeans will understand.